everybody, it's Tim with Broken Dice bringing you the final turn in my solo wargaming project. This is turn 6, but before we get into that, let's do a quick little recap of what's happened up to this point. A lot of non-action on the Greek right and the Persian left, with our low-level commanders begrudgingly moving towards each other. Most of the action has occurred upon the Greek left and the Persian right, with the Persian cavalry division being very aggressive. And as you can tell on the picture on the left, a lot of whittling down of the troop types and for the Greeks and the Persians. And on the right, a staring contest between the Greeks and the Persian infantry. Okay, turn 6 army initiative. The Greeks get the initiative with the king. Greeks win the initiative. Initiative orders the right division pass and move 1 move, which is, probably, see, 1 move, they moved two moves, and on this one they moved 1, so at least they're within range now of doing something. The Greek slingers fire upon the Persian archers and do 1 wound. Woo! Woo! So slow to get into action. Okay, now let's get back over here on the Greek left and the Persian right. The Greek subcommander fails orders. This is the first orders he's failed in the game, and he is failed his orders. We were doing initiative orders, and so he has failed to get his guys to move. Well, he was outside of 12, so he couldn't do it anyway, so he had to issue an order, and they failed. The 2 Greek Peltasts on the photo on the right are using their initiative, and they both charge the Persian horse archers. Okay, the reaction of the Persian horse archers is to evade, so they pass their order and they evade off the table. I thought at this point in the juncture in the game, it seemed to be the most prudent thing to stay historically accurate, and this is most likely the way this would have turned out. Could they have stayed around? Yeah, but it's just not characteristic of the way those types of units performed. And this is the end of the Greek phase of turn 6. You can take one panoramic view. The last of the Persian horse archers are broken, and since the division now has been broken off the table, the last unit of the Persian horse archers is fleeing back towards its side of the table. Okay, this brings us to the Persian infantry division on the Persian left. With the cavalry division broken, I decided to go ahead and roll just one more time to see if this division could move and issue orders, and they promptly failed. And so that brings us basically to the end of the game, because with the other division broken, you're at 50%, and I would think at this point in time that they would begin to abandon the village. So what do I think about this? Well, it was kind of fun, but I would caution with small games, small divisions, it's very important to keep your leadership level fairly high. I say 8, 9s, and 10s at least. And that way you keep the energy of the game flowing. You won't have so much downtime. Well, that being said, there is a place for low leadership in our games of Hail Caesar, and you need to use it to reflect the lack of zeal and commitment by maybe an ally or someone who may be duplicitous, maybe a traitor. in the grand scheme of things, perhaps a division commander that you don't have a lot of trust in, a lot of faith in, or perhaps a third party who's kind of a wild card. Now, there are several historical examples of this sort of behavior by these, I call them third-party participants. They kind of wait to see the way the wind's blowing, and then they decide to act in their own best interest. So, let's just say, like, I hope I get this right, like the Battle of Sekigahara in Japan. There was a division commander that was very hesitant to engage and actually switched sides, and so he refused to move on orders from his commander. And then when the battle of the two main groups began to show themselves, he changed sides and attacked his original employer, his original liege and lord. And let's on the Western Front, let's look at Bosworth at the end of the War of the Roses. Not exactly the end, but where the Stanleys held back, kind of waiting to see again which way the wind blew, and then they acted. So on the tabletop, it would be a lot of fun to have that third party kind of sitting out there. You don't know when, you don't know by how much they're going to influence the game. You might get lucky and roll really low several times and they engage with their entire force. Who knows? But it would be a great little wild card addition to a larger game. I might do that as I progress through some more of these solo wargaming projects, because the way it looks with this Corona thing here, may be a while before we all get together again. So all I can say is this was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting it together. I like rolling some dice and moving models around the table. Hopefully someday we'll be able to get back and everybody can meet up in large groups and have a really good time. But until that happens, I hope everybody stays safe. I hope you all stay well. If you would like to, please leave a comment, leave any suggestions, subscribe if you want to, but that's okay. I mean, I'm not begging for them. That's kind of not really why I do any of this. But I hope everybody stays safe, and everyone, please stay well. And I will be back with another one fairly shortly. I got to get back to painting though. I'm falling behind. We'll see you. Bye.